Good evening. It's Philip with RTX Honeybees. It's March 18th. It's about 10 minutes till 9 at night. Just wanted to hopefully this is a quick video. I want to make a full video of all the queen mating things I've fooled around with, but I'm just going to restrict this to the mini mating nukes that I have, queen mating nukes. So what I have here is pretty much the same dimensions as a regular 5-frame nuke. But what I've done is cut these grooves in it to divide it into 3 equal compartments. I also built this base. This is just built out of cedar fence boards and some strips, but this is divided up. So you have one colony here, one colony here, and one colony there. So basically, this goes like that. I've got these little thin dividers. Slip in here like that. I like to be able to inspect one area at a time. So I've got 3 separate inner covers. So just like that. So that way I can come in and just inspect that one. But each of these holds 4 of these little mini frames. And they fit in here. Let me move this out of the way so you guys can see better. I'll pull that divider out just so you can see. So each compartment holds 4 of those. I've designed these in such a way that I can nest them inside of it's somewhat standard deep frame, somewhat standard deep frame. So, and when I first made these, I really, as I tend to do, went overboard. So I made these to fit a 5-frame nuke, or the size of a 5-frame nuke, and then I designed this frame to minimize the amount of comb the bees would build outside of this. Figured out pretty fast that this is a real pain doing all this to your frame. There's no sense in that. So now I use more or less a standard frame, except this top bar is only a 1/2 inch instead of 3/4. So, and I've thought about going to 3/4 up here, but I'm like, nah, I'll just leave it at a 1/2 inch there. Makes it easy to make. My early versions of this also, I use rubber bands to put these in the frames. Now I use screws, and I try to make my screws a certain distance off the ends so that they're interchangeable. This one doesn't have a screw in the bottom, but yeah, I don't have a screw in the bottom of most of these, but it works better if you can put a screw in the bottom of that like that. Holds it straighter, because you might hang one of these. You might hang one of these in there and see that one's kind of out of square. I probably need to come back and put a screw to hold that one dead center. So the other thing that's kind of cool about these is, you know, besides the fact that I can do 3 that way, because it's based on a 5-frame nuke, I can come in here and put 5 frames. So, for example, if I wanted to convert from just regular queen mating to these being their own independent nucleus colonies, I could just put a couple of these in, a couple of these like this in, and then the next 4 could just be foundation or foundationless frames, and then let those bees grow into that, and that's a nuke. Or maybe put a couple of these in, and so make it easier just really to convert. I also stick these in my regular colonies to go ahead and draw this comb out, so when I get ready for queen mating, they're ready to go. I have a lot of those already. I'm also keeping bees in one of the, actually it's a double stack of these right now. So that'll be really easy to take and split apart and use to make queen mating nukes. The only thing I have left to do on these is I want to come back in and paint something on each end and right here that, you know, gives the queen, when she's returning, some graphic or something that's obvious, so she knows where to come back to. I'm sure I'll include you guys when I go ahead and start putting these into use, which I think will be in the next couple of weeks. But just wanted to give you a little idea about how I put them together before I did that. It's Philip with RTX Honeybees. Thanks for watching.